Hi guys, this is Anindya Jadhav, Senior Software Developer. So today I'll be explaining what is collection framework and why do we need it, and what are its advantage over arrays. So first we'll say that if we have hundreds of students and we want to store it them, so if we store it them like S1, S2, S3, it will be very much difficult if in order to get those in order to store them and to refer them from the memory location. So we can group them and we can store under a single unit. So for that we use this collection framework. Okay. And yes, as I said, we can group all that 100 objects under a single unit. So this is our first point, and then next point is it has ready-made data structure. So like you might be knowing data structure like arrays, queues. Sorry, array is not a data structure. Array is a memory representation. So queue, then circular queue, then linked list, then others we have like map which has key value pair presentation. So that we get a ready-made data structures and ready-made architecture for those data structures, and also collection are growable in nature. So I will be explaining how they grow also. So in next upcoming lectures. Okay, and the disadvantages of arrays are they are fixed in size. Yes, we have to have fixed numbers of we can store fixed numbers of elements in an array when they are homogeneous. Of course, by homogeneous I do mean that we can have same in an array. Array is a collection of similar data types. So that is an disadvantages of that is one of the disadvantages. You can have heterogeneous objects like we can store int, string, and double in the same array. Yes, of course, there is a trick like we can create an array of objects and then there we can store integer, string, and all this. But generally, we don't. Array, as we know, array is collection of similar objects. We you store only similar objects in an array, and of course array does not have any underlying data structure. They are just it is just a memory representation a memory representation of continuous memory representation. Okay, so let me now show you the diagram before proceeding the further for the 9 key interfaces. Let me show you the diagram. Okay, so here you can see here you can see the diagram. So this is a collection interface. Okay, and underlying we have a list. Okay, and then we have sorry, here we have list, here we have set. Okay, then here we have queue. So these are the main three interfaces of the collections. And on the separate side we have map, which also comes under the collection framework, but it is not under collection framework. Okay, so just keep that thing in mind. So it has a representation of hash map. Sorry, this is an implementation of app map. So and then we have sorted map and navigable map. These are the key interfaces. Okay, so now let's so this is an how this is an hierarchy of whole map. So let me explain you one by one. So collection so set interface, this extends collection. So and list does extends collection, and queue does extends collection. So the similarity between these three are that the objects will be stored in a continuous location. So for example, this will be like okay, so we'll be storing your object in similar location. So this will be s1, then s2, all it will be stored away. So queue, set, list, and set queue, set, list, and so these three of them will be storing in similar locations. Okay guys, so now let's move to our 9 key interfaces. Okay, so so we have 9 key interfaces. So just do remember what are these 9 key interfaces. So here we have list. So first one is a collection. The child of collection is list, as we have seen in it, set and queue. Okay, and then we have sorted set, navigable set. So all of this, all 5 of these interfaces does come under collections. Okay, let me go once back to the diagram. Okay, so over here you can see that all 6 of this sorted map, sorted set, navigable set, set, then list, then queue under commands under the collection. And set has 2 more child interfaces, that is sorted set and the navigable set. Will be looking this in shortly. And also map is completely separate interface guys, so do remember. And under the map we have hash table. So this is a legacy class, so we'll be not discussing in this in detail. You will rarely use hash table. And we have sorted map, sorted and navigable map. So we'll be discussing all this in few upcoming videos. Okay, so now let's go to uh, why we I will talk in very shortly on list and set in this video, and then we'll be talking in separate video. We'll be talking in detail what is list and what is and why we use set, why we use queue, and what are the implementation classes, and why we use those implementation classes. Okay, so now just let me shortly explain you why we use queue and why we. Now let's go to first we'll go to collection, and like we'll know what are the methods of collection and whatever the methods of these collections are there. Okay, and this will be used by all the uh, five five interfaces which extends. So the list, so whatever this interfaces are there, that will be, whatever these methods are there, that will be used by this also, as these are child, child interfaces of this collection interface. Okay, so let's go to the first method. So let's go to collection interface and let's talk on it. So it has most common methods, so all the common methods which we find in the collection. So and here we have add method. So it will simply add an object to the collection interface, collection framework. So then we have add all method. So it will add a simple collection to the existing collection. So like for example, even you can use this add all method for typecasting. Like if we have a set, we can just pass this set object to the list, and then we can get a list object. So this is that. Then we have remove method. So remove method will remove an object from the collection. Then we have remove collection, so it will remove a collection from another collection. So suppose we have c1 and c2 as separate collection. So in if we calls remove c1 dot remove c2, so it will remove c2 from c. Okay, then we have clear, clear. So uh, this will clear all the elements from the color, from the existing collection. Okay guys, then retain all. Okay, so actually this is same, like it clear all the elements. Okay, it does clear all the elements. elements from the existing collections, excluding, okay, just remember excluding the C collection. So collection, mm, so what I mean by this is that whatever pass it over here, so except that it will clear all the elements. Okay, so then we have the contents method. So this content method, it will check whether this passed object is containing in that existing collection or not. Then we have is empty method. So is empty method, we check that the collection is empty or not. And then we have size, so it will return number of elements present in that collection. Then we have to array, so it will convert that into uh, object of array, convert that collection into object of array, whatever might be string or integer or a double, so whatever. And this we will be discussing further. So this is a cursor. Okay, so we will be discussing what are the types of cursors, and in detail we'll be explaining and why we use them. So that things that will be explaining in the next videos. Okay, okay, so this is a cursor, so this returns a iterator. So for with the help of iterator we can iterate through the all the collections. Okay, or all the collection elements, I mean to say. Okay, then we will speaking about the list features. It is simple. It will not it will allow duplicates. So we can have, suppose we have uh, we have this we can have this sort of elements, so like 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3 and 4. So if we can store duplicates, okay, over here. And then we can store we can also maintain the insertion order as well. Okay guys, so this was about list features. But in the set we can't store duplicates and we can't maintain the insertion order. Okay, so this I will explain you in detail with when we'll be explaining in the next video. So I guess I hope you have understand the basic concept of collection table. Yes, there will be lot of coming so there will be a lot of videos coming on this. So I will be explaining in detail why we use list, how, what is the underlying data structure of list, what is the set, and what are the implementation of set, what is the implementation of list, why we use them, and why we should choose them. So this will also help you in the interview, how the list how a list will grow. So this all these things, how a set will grow, how a map will grow. So this will be I'll be explaining you in detail. So I will pick this list and I will make a separate video on it. Okay, the next video will be on list. Okay guys, so till then, thank you, and thank you for listening me. So the short note will be, whenever you watch my videos, please watch it on 2x speed, because I generally shoot this video in one go. So so I need to speak very slowly. So that's all. So thank you guys.